Czy masz odwagę powiedzieć żonom i stałem tam, gdzie stało domo?
Welcome guys, and I've decided to change my phone. Why? What happened? Was it expensive? What was the reason? Now the answers. I've decided to buy a Realme 14 Pro Plus with 512 gigabytes of memory. It's a 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 storage. Why the phone? Before I used two phones, Realme 14 Pro with no plus, with 512 gigs as my main phone, and Realme 12 Pro Plus, also with 512 gigs, as a travel phone. Why? Because when you travel out of EU, you need to buy a local SIM card, and then you need to put in the second phone. I could put two SIM cards in my main phone, but the thing is that I use German number and the British number, and the thing is that it's not very useful, and if you make a mistake selecting data SIM on out of EU, you could pay a lot of money for a roaming, and it will be very, very expensive, because you probably pay about 10 euros for a 1 megabyte. So it's very, very expensive for a 1 megabyte, not gigabyte. So for that reason, I prefer to have two separate phones. So I know if I turn off the main phone, the travel phone which will be on, it's no mistake with a SIM card. And I was thinking about changing phone for a small reason. In a Realme 12 Pro Plus, I had a better camera, better lens than in the Realme 14 Pro with no plus. There's a Macro 6 and many options, Pro options, which you can select manually in a Realme 12 Pro Plus. It is also available in a Realme 14 Pro Plus, but it's not available in the version Pro with no plus. So I was thinking, 512 gigs of memory is enough for me. At this moment, I don't need 1 terabyte space in the phone, but 512 is good. 256 is too small for me. So I was thinking, I need a better camera, so I should change my main phone from Realme 14 Pro to a Realme 14 Pro Plus. So I bought the new 14 Pro Plus. I moved all my apps, everything, and then I decided that I will sell my old Realme 14 Pro. So I got a new better lens in my phones. This is important for me because every day when you make photos and you see that in the 12 Pro Plus it was much better, and in the 14 Pro with no plus it's not the same. It makes you sick. So I decided that I need to buy a new one. Second thing is that I was thinking about changing the travel phone for Realme 12 Pro Plus to 14 Pro Plus. Why from 12 to 14? Because in a 14 Pro and Pro Plus you have eSIM. So instead of buying local plastic SIM card, you could buy eSIM and everything will work. Yes. This is exactly what I needed. An ability to use eSIM on my phone, because I miss it. Before I've got a Samsung S23 and S24 Ultra, and I remember that I could use a plastic SIM and eSIM, and I miss that option to use eSIM on Realme. In 14 we have eSIM. In Pro and 14 Pro, 14 Pro Plus you have eSIM, so it's great, especially for travel. For my main phone, I prefer to use a plastic SIM, and I prefer plastic SIM also on the travel. But sometimes in some countries, plastic charge is not available. For example, in some Asian countries, there is only eSIM option, or in the US, sometimes it's only eSIM option. So it's good to have a phone with the eSIM compatible. The second thing is that also countries where there are no eSIM for tourists, then there's only plastic SIM option. For example, Turkey. And then it's good to have a phone when you have both options, plastic and eSIM. Because if you will buy the newest iPhone, iPhone Air, with no plastic SIM tray, you will be fine. Just you don't have an option to put plastic SIM card. For travel, the best phone is a phone with a good camera, many 5G frequencies, when you can use plastic SIM or eSIM, which is compatible for that. So I've decided that I will buy the new Realme 14 Pro Plus with 512 gigs, two pieces, one for my main phone, second for a travel phone, and later, after I will move my apps, I will sell my old Realme 14 Pro and Realme 12 Pro Plus. And I did it. So let's compare the prices. For two phones, I paid 700 euros, 350 for each. And then I've sold my old phone for 400 euros. So I had to pay 300 euros for that upgrade. Comparing what I paid for a new phone minus what I got for the old phone. And of course, there was a lot of work. I had to buy two phones and put some money in advance. The 300, so I paid 700 euros. Then I had to install all apps on these new two phones. Install, log in, make settings of the Android, settings of the apps. Everything, I had to copy everything there. Then I had to check if everything works on my new phones. It works. And then I had to make a factory reset, delete all data from that old phones. After that, I had to make information on a company which buy used phones. They had two phones to sell. I had to pack it and then go to send it by DHL to a company, yeah, and then wait for their money. After that, I could put in the Excel, and it's all right. I paid 700. I've got for the old phone 400. I had to invest 300, but I had a new great device, and that Realme 14 Pro Plus is great. It's great. It has a bigger battery, better camera with a Pro with no Plus, and everything works. Everything works, so that's great.
Ty co kobiety chciałbyś zniewolić, pozbawić chciałbyś niewolnej woli. Rządzie biskupie, do was to mówię, wstydzi się was dziś kraj. Nie płaczcie siostry, ducha nie traćcie, uwierzcie w naszą wygraną w walce. Uwierzcie w to, że już niedługo piękniejszy będzie kraj.